So let's see. How did I meet Scott Miller? So in 1990, I was working at SoftDisk, and I had just started a thing called Gamer's Edge, which was making games, a game every 2 months. And so I was at my desk and I was reading a magazine, and it was called PC Games Magazine, and there was a really cool article in there about shareware, and there was this guy named Scott Miller who was making these Kingdom of Cross games, and the text, like they're kind of like roguelikes, but without the randomness, I think. And anyway, they're really cool games, and it was talking about how successful he was, and I got to the very end of the article, and it basically put his address in there, and I remember I noticed the address, and I remembered I'd seen that address before, and I was wondering, where was that address? I know that address, and I look on the wall to my right, and that address is on 3 different letters from fans, all with a different named person writing to me, like Scott Moulier and other names, these other 2 ones.
Well, wait a second. Let me get my part in here
Okay.
before he paints me as some sort of psycho. Yes, I was sending him all these different fan letters with different names, but I was trying to get a hold of him, and I was alerting him to bugs in his game and stuff. I wanted him to contact me because I had a deal to make. This whole thing with shareware, I wanted to get John involved. So yeah, I was sending him letters, that looked like I was stalking him, but it was all for a purpose. And thank God he actually sent me back a letter finally.
Yep.
A very hateful one, I have to say. But at least it opened the door to the conversation, and we got to talking about things.
Yeah, and it was right after when we started talking. It was what you had seen was Pyramids of Egypt, and you wanted, like, we could do so well in shareware with this Pyramids of Egypt game. And then I told you that's garbage compared to the thing that we're making right now, which was we just finished making the Super Mario 3 demo, and I sent you a copy of that.
Yeah, you sent me this copy of this demo. I was completely blown away. It was the first time I've ever seen pixel smooth scrolling on the game. And I said, Dan, yeah, let's make a game. And you said, well, we want $2,000. And secretly, I would have paid him $20,000 because this was mind-blowing, innovative, cool stuff. So we ended up making a deal, and I forget what the game was called that we ended up doing.
Commander Keen.
Oh, Commander Keen.
Yeah,
that's right.
the whole Commander Keen trilogy, the first one.
Right, and it did really well. And
he used to send us pizza money every Friday.
Pizza money.
Because we were going to work all weekend, and so
I wanted them to work all weekend.
Yeah, exactly. And then the funny thing is, we wanted to work all weekend. So because we actually had a job during the day, we worked after work, but the weekends is when we could just do Commander Keen all day for as many hours as we could stay awake. And he sent us money like $100 every Friday for pizza and Diet Coke to get us over the weekend.
Money well spent in hindsight.
Yeah, yeah, and it took us 2.5 months to make the first Commander Keen trilogy.
Yeah.
And December 14th in 1990 is when I got you the demo, and then you basically uploaded it.
We uploaded it to the online world, and it spread like wildfire, and it completely destroyed any of my expectations, because I expected it to do maybe twice as well as my cross games, but it was 25 times better, if not more. And it just really started. It really put both companies on the map. I mean,
Yeah.
We finally sort of hit the big time. Until another game came along, a little 3D game. I forget what it was called.
Yeah, Wolfenstein.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's
Wolfenstein 3D.
That also, made a big splash. But anyway, it all started with Commander Keen and the silly letters I wrote to John. Thank God he contacted me back, and here we are still talking about it.
Yeah, many years later, 33 years later.
Yep.